Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another special edition, this time Championship Sunday recap. I made it through without saying championship weekend. Congratulations to me on that. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to go through what happened on Sunday. We're not going to really get too much into the Super Bowl because we'll have our Super Bowl preview show next week, but let's get into it. Dragon Wiki, don't know who you are, but you're on YouTube. What's up? I am Steve. I got. Let's go round the room here. I got nice Spider-Man back there. I've never noticed that. I've never.
Oh, it's been switching. I just like to see.
Okay. All right. Well, this is this is my really cool spot. I know you guys not Met fans, but
no, I wanted that one honestly.
Okay, so I went really quick. Last time I was up in New York, I could have upgraded my seats massively, but my phone had died, and Tim was I was up in Coca-Cola Corner, which that sucks. It used to be Pepsi Porch, but Tim was at the same game, and he was trying to get a hold of me, and there goes Bert. And it was because he was gonna leave, and he had tickets right behind home plate, 5-6 rows back. My phone's all jacked up. My phone's dead.
Give him the stub so you can take my seat.
The worst. So it was Seinfeld night. So I got this that night, and then the day after was the Spider-Man one, and I really wanted that one. So that one I wound up buying on eBay. So gotta do what you gotta do.
No, yeah, absolutely.
All right, I got distracted by Spider-Man. I'm sorry. All right, so okay. Ed. Right here, right next to me. What's up? How's it going?
I also get distracted by Spider-Man. What's up, everybody? Yeah, well, you got the Spider-Man in the background by the Yankees, so two of my favorite things.
Yes. And right down here, Mr. Timmy Tabala. What's up, my friend?
I definitely need to start a better background. I need a better background. I got to figure it out. Got to figure it out one of these days.
Wait, you know what? You just do like Keith does. He hangs a green sheet right behind there.
Put all kind of crap on it. Yeah, I might do that too one day.
All right, so Bert, I don't know if he's going to come back, but technical difficulties on this show from time to time. But as always, let me go ahead and share this bad boy out. I'm going to hand it over to you guys to talk about the amazing week that we've all had. Or not at.
So first, I just want to say, Dragon Wiki. Come on, dude, that's awesome. You gotta have fans named Dragon all the time.
Oh, for sure.
That's awesome. That up
there. Boom.
That's a pretty badass. Yeah, that's a pretty badass username right there.
I like some of our fans. I like when they have the cool names like that. Yeah. Like Panacci and Domino. I like those names.
I like it. Panacci is the man. Panacci, because it just flows. Panacci.
Panacci.
So Ed, actually, me and Sam were just discussing it. You obviously won the bet that me and you made without the women being involved. Yeah. But so we will have. Well, I have to do the dishes though. She's gonna make the meatballs, but I have to do all the cleaning, which is fair. It's perfectly fair. So we will be delivering your meatballs. We want it on Super Bowl. Or you want it sooner? I figured Super Bowl. No,
let's save it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. That's what I figured. Probably wanted for the Super Bowl. So
yeah, that's pretty legendary. Thank you.
Congrats on the meatballs. And so I said, we'll have to worry about that on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, and I'll clean all the dishes and all that good stuff because I'm the one who got her involved without asking.
Yeah, Bert's back. and by the way, joining us right down there, Mr. Bert.
Hello.
Bert's back.
Hello.
Bert's. As long as your audio is coming through, it is. We'll deal with the facial delay.
Okay, I tried. It's fine.
No, you're doing great work.
But yeah, thank you.
Tim, I thought you were. I was actually concerned if you were saying we're gonna deliver the meatballs like in my hand, kind of like in a wedding singer. I thought you were gonna show up and say, "Put out your hands," and just like plop.
There's a spoonful of meatballs. Here you go, fucker.
I just show up like, here you go, motherfucker. Boom, boom, boom.
Just throw it.
Yeah.
Drive by and throw them at your window. Drive by, fuck you, and you win.
Or you throw them at KC Wolf, the inflatable KC Wolf we have.
Bam! I don't need Angie chasing me down the street. I don't need her chasing me down the street with a bat or something. for messing up her wolf. They were good games, though. A couple good games.
Yeah,
that reminds me of De Niro in Analyze This. Yeah, there's your fucking meatballs.
Yeah.
There's the fucking meatballs.
That might be how I deliver it too.
Right. I mean, I don't put anything, and I try to. You keep me guessing, so.
I'll do it to Angie. So you already know. I'll just walk. I'll say, Angie, come to the door. I'll say, here's your fucking meatballs. That's it. And I'll walk away.
Apparently, she overheard.
Right, so,
she was using the bathroom at that point of the show. She happened to walk
That's-
by.
Oh,
Yeah. Meatballs,
Raul,
really?
What's up, Raul? What's up, Raul?
Raul, just a fan of the network. We appreciate you, man. It's guys like him and Panacci and all these guys who make constant appearances that we greatly appreciate. All right, so let's get into this bad boy. We'll cover both of the games here, and we'll first get started with what Raul just mentioned, and that was the first game, which is the Bucs and the Packers. The Bucs take it, and they become the first ever team to be the home team in a Super Bowl, which is
That's crazy.
disappointing.
A little bit.
Bert, let's start with you on this one. What are some of your takeaways from Bucs and Packers? Obviously, Bucs moving on to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers loses. What are some of your takeaways from the actual game itself?
I feel like the game was obviously the score was very close, but there were a couple of calls that weren't made and that were made that definitely affected the outcome of the game. The outcome of the game. I feel like even though Brady clutched at the end, which he usually does, he didn't have his best game because Tampa, for the whole year, Tampa is always, offense, very, very consistent, but their defense isn't really the most consistent, even though they get a lot of takeaways. So, a couple of different mistakes and a couple of turnovers and a couple of penalties maybe going to Green Bay. Then the Packers game. Like, honestly, Packers, I feel like the Packers lost it more than the Bucs won it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So and what you said there, I think we've talked about on the Giants show and then throughout these playoffs is that the Bucs defense hasn't always been the best, but they're ball hawks, so they're always looking for a takeaway.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they get energized at. And so as you see down below, scrolling, Brady 20 of 36, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 73.8% rating. Godwin was 5 for 10. No touchdowns. Evans, Millers, and Brate each have a touchdown there. Tim, the backbreaker for the Packers had to be that Scotty Miller touchdown at the end of the half, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, but the Bucs defense the last 2 weeks, so what, six takeaways, 7 takeaways, and they converted every single one of them, if I'm not mistaken, to touchdowns, which is why I was arguing with Dave about his Tom Brady GOAT nonsense, because I tell you, the defense won this game, and the defense won last week's game too. The defense is what took over these games and won it, and I was shocked. And I hate to see our old friend JPP having such a great game, but he did. He had a great game. Him and Sue is not kicking nobody in the balls, which is great. The linebackers
always a plus, right?
They're great. Hey, anytime Sue don't kick you in the balls, it's a good day. So, but yeah, man, that defense out of nowhere showed up to be like, insane, absolutely insane. So that's the reason why they won, not Tom Brady. Not that I'm taking anything away from Brady, but I'm just saying the defense with those turnovers, forget it. It was outstanding. What a great performance by them.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Raul was talking about the Scotty Miller touchdown at the end of the half. And so we did have this conversation in the group chat and the GOAT and whatnot. And just all this GOAT talk in any sports is just tiring. But my issue was that this is not the game to declare Tom Brady is the GOAT. Oh, now he's the GOAT. You watch all these experts on TV even, and people in our group. after this, Tom Brady's the GOAT. He got to the Super Bowl again. This was not the game to declare that. And Ed, correct me if I'm wrong here, but 3 interceptions, giving the ball up, and he took 5 sacks, and this game could have been easily a blowout if not for that. So Ed, I know the GOAT talk is out of control, but do you agree that this is not the game to do that? And then what other thoughts do you have on the actual game itself?
Yeah, no, when you throw 3 picks, you're not going to throw for under 300 yards. You're not going to start saying, "Oh yeah, this sealed the deal." Like for the conversation, it's another conversation of whether he's the greatest quarterback of all time or not. Yeah, I didn't think it before this game. This definitely didn't seal the deal for me suddenly and be like, "Oh my God, he's suddenly it. This is it. Now I'm convinced." No, this is the worst game. Honestly, one of the worst games that you can say, "Oh yeah, this sealed it for me." The touchdown that Raul was bringing up late at the end of the first half was set up by a holding call that was not made, that led to an interception, and then and set up the short field for the Bucs. I'm not going to sit here and like sour grapes and cry about, oh, they only won because of missed calls and this and that. The thing at the end is that holding call at the end of the game that was made, that was obvious. I'm not debating whether it was holding or not. It was clearly was. But my problem with that is the inconsistency in the officiating. You're letting that call go in the secondary, and the commentators even had said repeatedly, they're letting them play. They're letting them play. Tim knows I absolutely hate that whole letting them play thing. Because no, penalties are penalties. They are fouls. It's not letting them play. You're letting them commit these things.
You're letting them get away with everything. That's what it is.
Get away with it, which is a better way to describe it. But then you make that same call with the game on the line because if that call is not made. And by the way, was the pass catchable or not? That's an argument that can be also made.
That's a big piece of it.
Pretty high, and it was a late flag that came in. That ball that if that call's not made.
That was Miami against Ohio State late.
Yeah, but then the Bucs punt. Rodgers gets the ball with about a minute 30, minute 40 left on the clock. Granted, with no timeouts, but as we've all seen, if Rodgers if they can get the ball to the 50, he can clearly air it out if he has to and make the throw there. He's got the new term, arm talent. It's called arm talent. I hate that. Oh my God, I hate that. It's arm cannon. We get
the arm talent.
Yes, the arm talent. Yeah,
it's definitely an awkward way to describe it.
Yeah, because you can run with so many jokes for arm talent. But yeah, that's kind of where I saw it. But yeah, I agree with Bert too that there was a lot of, as much as the Bucs did win the game and their defense stepped up and Brady did what he had to do, the Packers also made a lot of mistakes. That kick in the field goal at the end of it, right there, instead of going for it on 4th down.
You got to go for it.
Rodgers could have walked it in.
Rodgers could have walked it in on the 3rd down, but also if they should have talked about it before that series and been like, listen, we're going to kick the field goal. Maybe he does take the run because he knows that's his last shot at the end zone. Or you say, hey, listen, we're going for it. That was a massive mistake by LeFleur in that situation.
Because I saw somebody online, actually on TikTok, which is pretty funny, that they were critiquing the play.
By the way, Bert's new obsession, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. So
you got to get on and do some duets with us, Ed.
I don't have an Instagram account either.
They were looking at that play that Rodgers had the opportunity to run it in, but they were kind of breaking it down that he had 3 linebackers that were probably going to catch up to him, and that the best option was Davante Adams where he was throwing it. But in my mind, I'm like, it's right before the 2-minute warning, so the clock is going to stop automatically. So whatever you do, the clock is going to stop. So even if that happens, I'm throwing it to Davante. But still, they should have not kicked the field goal. That was I know Aaron is usually very outspoken against the organization over the last couple of years for certain things that have happened. But in this instance, Matt LaFleur being a first-year head coach, definitely I feel like this should have been an Aaron hey, we're going for it, that kind of a thing, instead of just going for the field goal.
But my point being though that if they went for it and they told Rodgers that this is it, we're going to kick the field goal, 3rd down is your last chance, maybe he does take the shot. Or I think we all agree that they should have went for it instead of kicking that field goal. So Rodgers takes off. He knows he's got another down to play with. Maybe he gets to the 1. Then you actually have the option to run or pass in that situation. You set up some potential play action. You got more possibilities. So play calling just honestly sucked.
What's
TikTok? Rodgers had a better game, 33-48, 346 yards. Well. 3 touchdowns, an interception. Rating was a 101.6. Valdez-Scantling went 4 for 15, 115 touchdown. Adams and Tanyan with 1 touchdown each. Running game really didn't play into it in this game. It was just a ton of passing. Between the two, over 80 attempts in the passing game. So now you kind of look forward to what's going to happen in the offseason with Rodgers, and the immediate thing is I don't know what's going to happen, and then he kind of walks it back a little bit on the McAfee show, saying we live in an uncertain world, so it's uncertain whether or not stuff is going to happen. I mean, what a political way to just kind of walk it back. So vague and out there. He was pretty candid about what happened when the Packers picked a quarterback in the draft, and so I mean it obviously lit a fire under him. But as we talked about last week, he now becomes the second quarterback ever to lose 4 NFC Championship games, and so now it's him and Mr. McNabb, lonesome. That done. Oh, hey, Panacci, we were just talking about you. Your ears might have been ringing. We were talking about some of our favorite fans. So Panacci is here. Raul's agreeing here. Made a bad call, even though I understand what the coach was thinking. Having what? 4-time 3 and 2-minute warning.
Which, by the way, they screwed up, and on that kickoff, ended up falling down before it with 2 seconds. So you actually could have taken it away, and you ended up giving it away.
Yep, absolutely. And then you see Brady running over to the sideline, hugging his kid, which was a cool moment. I mean, he's like, we made it to another one. Good. He said to his kid, "Good job." It's like,
good job.
But I did think that was a pretty cool moment. I'm if you've ever watched any of these shows, I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Brady. But definitely a cool moment. And let's switch gears here now. Let's fast forward, and the fellas to this side, we're just talking about the bet that they made without letting their wives know. So let's get into that game. Chiefs and the Bills. Chiefs take this one 38-24, and then Pat Mahomes' son had a really good game, 325 yards passing. I mean, when you have Travis Kelce catching 13 passes for what is it, 118 yards, Hill 9 catches, 172. It's just like a video game out there. So sometimes you just run, and then Hill, the speed this guy has is absolutely insane. I mean, nobody can catch him out there. So Mahomes goes 29-38, 325 yards, rating with 127.6. Hill and Kelce, like I said, Darrell Williams and Edwards-Helaire with a touchdown each. So we'll start opposite way this time, and we'll start with you, Ed. You had your barbecue going, which looked absolutely fantastic. Looked so good. Had the best barbecue in the city up there. So talk to me about how the day went. The build up. Since I had no connection to it. You guys are Giants fans, but you guys had that connection because you had the wives in there. I just had nothing, no rooting interest except for my bets. So
zero rooting interest.
The bets,
Okay, fair enough. We actually kind of stuck to similar as the week before that. Went to the dog park around the same time, trying to keep everything in the same.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Went that route. He knows
the color leash, everything. Yeah.
Tim has watched Yankees games and other playoff games. He knows how crazy it gets with the seats and everything else. Like if things go wrong, you start moving it back. People get sent to the bathroom like the mush. It gets really weird. So we
it's the right way to do things. For sure.
It's because we're insane, and it's the only way that any of us know that we think we have any control over the game, which is total bullshit. But
right,
whatever. So we stuck to a lot of that. Had the same barbecue again, virtually the same thing. But yeah, you could see she was pretty nervous during it. I was a lot more. I was into the NFC Championship as well. Really watching it closely, and then once it was game time. I was annoyed as I was with that outcome. Yeah, then the game started. But it's true. It's like watching somebody play Madden and watching the Chiefs offense. It's absurd. Like these dudes are it just seems like everyone's always wide open. It's barely contested. And I mean, they would have scored on that opening drive that Mahomes hit Hill right in the numbers and he had dropped it. Otherwise, I think they probably would have went away there. Which is
a rarity, right?
Which is a rarity, yeah, exactly. He's pretty ridiculous. Then the Bills go up 9-0, and we kind of looked at each other and was like, "You've been here before."
Yeah, the Chiefs were like, "We got these guys right where we want them."
Yeah. And I still don't want to play around with that. Like, that's
not with the Bills how they played this year. No. Yeah.
No, the Bills had an outstanding season. Yeah. All kudos to the Bills. They're really good. Those two are probably going to be battling it out for a long time, but I think they did show there's a bit of a gap between the two teams, at least at the moment. But the Bills got the experience; they'll get there. But yeah, it's kind of crazy just watching them play, man. It's insane.
All right, let's head down, Timmy. The other side of the spectrum. How did things go? I know you had your brother-in-law down there, which was fantastic. Got a lot of attention in the group. It's weird because now I suddenly know so many Buffalo Bills fans. I already knew several, and then when that guy Hector was commenting on some of the things, I was reminded of yet another one. So I think I know somewhere between 7 and 10 Bills fans now. It's just weird for me. But how did it transpire in your house?
Well, yeah, I took that picture because I don't know if everybody believed me. I keep saying, that famous guy is my brother-in-law. That famous, he really is. So I was like, I'm going to snap a picture of my brother. Yes, he is here. And my other two brother-in-laws came also. We brought my baby niece. Everything was good. Calamari pizza was okay.
Oh my God! First of all, you guys, both of you, the calamari pizza pushed me over the edge. Between that and the barbecue.
Wings and White Castle. You got to have the White Castle.
Yeah, the White Castle was the other thing.
For the White Castle in there just for the hell of it. Sometimes we'll have what we call it. Yeah, sometimes me and Sam will have a Ricky Bobby dinner, we call it, which is we'll just go to like 5 fast food places and buy a couple things from each place. we call it the Ricky Bobby dinner. So that was kind of like a Ricky Bobby dinner that day. Nice. Game wise, yeah, man. Well, that 9-0 start. I was like, don't even worry about that 9-0. That's nothing. Yeah. It means nothing. It's not going to be anything. You got to start scoring. You got to start doing because their offense didn't do shit. And I tell you right now, if I'm going to give the MVP to this game to the Chiefs secondary, because there were times when Josh Allen had 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi to throw that ball, and there was no way to go with it. Nowhere to go. I mean, the offensive line did their job, but man, those receivers could not get open for shit. Stephon Diggs was barely a factor. Yeah. None of them were. It was shocking to see how good that secondary played. So if you're asking for my MVP, that's who's getting the MVP for that game from me. Yeah, it was disappointing, but they're headed in the right direction. They need 1 or 2 little twerks here and there, and I think they're going to be okay in the future. But we'll see what happens with the Chiefs, man. Someone's got to stop them. Because Kelsey, I think you said Kelsey. Wide. I mean, in Sam, why is he wide open? Why is he wide open? That's just what he is. He's just wide open all the time. I think he's invisible. I think off the line he's invisible. And he just pops up. He pops up in the spot, and there he is, and no one can see him. I don't know how he's not. Hill, he's fast, so he gets open. Kelsey's just open all the freaking time. It's so annoying. It's like Jason Witten versus the Giants.
Oh, my God.
Just always wide open.
Always.
Wow. So,
yeah.
But I hate to bring it up, but it's just true.
There's two types of fans, right? In this type of a scenario where a team really just takes off and maybe is not expected to get where they got. There's two types of fans. One that says, "Oh, I'm so angry. I'm really disappointed. We could have made it there." And then there's the other fan that kind of tries to be okay with it. No, we weren't really supposed to be here anyway. It's okay. But I think in this scenario, either one is okay because I don't think the Bills are a team that was like, oh, it's a Cinderella story. I think the Bills are going to be really good for a few years.
For a while,
so them just falling short of the Super Bowl. I feel like Ed said, this could be the AFC Championship game for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So we might as well get used to it. Bert, what's your thoughts on this bad boy?
Yeah, I mean, like Ed and Tim said, straight Madden. Like the Chiefs at this point, during the middle of the regular season, they kind of stumped up. Like when they lost to Oakland, and a couple of games where Mahomes was a little inconsistent. But playoff mode, Chiefs are something else, man. Like this, they're the Super Bowl champs for a reason. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer than it was. But I mean, like you said, Buffalo is still in a great place. They have a bright future. Josh Allen, compared to what he did last year to what he did this year, has grown leaps and bounds.
Yep.
A lot more comfortable in the pocket. So, him and Mahomes are going to be battling in the AFC for the next couple of years. So they're going to be back. So I think the Bills don't have anything to be ashamed of. I don't know if you guys saw, but Diggs, when they were presenting the AFC Championship trophy to the Chiefs, he was out there watching. So you already know that. You already know that. So he's going to come back next year with a vengeance. And then just imagine the year he already had this year. Just imagine next year. So like I said, the Bills. We're gonna. As a Dolphins fan, we know the pain that Buffalo brought us this year, and that they're gonna bring for us the next couple of years. So it's gonna be tough. But
let's see if you guys get involved in what is probably going to be a quarterback carousel this offseason. Panacci is talking about no White Castle in Florida, but it's coming. It's coming to Orlando. I think it's going to be the largest White Castle.
Wow!
Really?
in the country. Yes.
I heard about that.
Yes. And I can't wait. I don't know if that's good or bad for me when I go to Orlando.
It's going to be like the Disney Castle, like.
No, I'm more of a Universal guy, so I hope it's it's catered towards
I meant the
Universal
size
Studios.
of it. I could picture like the big white.
It's probably going to be end of vicinity in the area.
I have a White Castle in my Christmas village. That's how important White Castle is to me.
Wow. That is tremendous.
Wow.
Yeah. So all right. So Chiefs Bills. Chiefs take this one. They head to the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bucks, and so rooting interest. So my rooting interest for both of these games was really all about where I put my money, and so my money was on the Packers and Rodgers with 3 or more touchdowns. I split that one, and then I Mahomes and 3 or more touchdowns for Mahomes. So that worked out well for me. But so we get this, over the next 2-week period. There's no pomp and circumstance. There's no parties. It's not supposed to be parties. And we'll talk about this for just a couple minutes here, and then we'll head out. But the Bucks get to be home. They're here or in Tampa. But the Chiefs don't get to fly in until the Friday before the Super Bowl. So that 2020, 2021 kind of brings that change. So I'm no complaints because we made it to the Super Bowl. But certainly a different atmosphere as we head towards the Super Bowl. The 2 weeks, especially next week, is usually Radio Row, and it's all this slew of just media and players jumping from one table to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's just not going to happen the way it typically does, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we have a Super Bowl. I think that's most important, right?
With fans.
And so 22,000 people, 7,500 healthcare workers who have been vaccinated.
That was a great move by the NFL to do that.
Yeah, tremendous move by the NFL. Well done there. And like I said, we're not going to go over the Super Bowl now. We're going to save that for next week. It's content, baby. It's a tease. That's what we do here. That's what we do. So we will go round Rob. I will say though that the line has changed a little bit for the not necessarily the line itself, but the Chiefs at the beginning of the week were 3.5-point favorites. But that 3.5-point favorite was, it was paying out a plus 120. That's changed now. They're both. If you go with the points for the Chiefs or the Bucks, they're paying out at minus 110. So I got in while the getting was good on the Chiefs on that. All right, so let's go round robin. Any final thoughts here as we hit the mark at the 30-minute mark? I'm pretty proud of that.
Wow,
pretty well done. Pretty well produced. Huh? All right, Ed, what you got? Final thoughts?
Not too much, man. I can't wait for the Super Bowl to happen. Like watching the wife is trying to stay away from watching too much of ESPN and overanalyzing for the next 2 weeks. She's been here. We've all been here with the Giants numerous times. That first week, you really try not to think about it. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it. Yeah,
we haven't been there since 1984. It's fine.
Exactly. The rest of
Marino.
Yeah, we know
one and done.
The first week you try to really get it out of your mind. And next week we'll let it play out. So just waiting for it to get here, man. Can't wait. Super excited.
Right? That's crazy.
Brady Pats, Brady Bucks.
There are a lot of Patriots fans down here in South Florida.
It's weird. It's just it obviously. I mean, there's a lot of Patriot fans down here. There's a lot of Laker fans down here. It's it's front runner city
down here. Like before this year, I saw maybe you would see maybe the occasional Tampa jersey, but this year it's just like oh yeah, I've been a Tampa fan for years. Like okay,
hey, get out of here.
The craziest thing I saw years ago though was me and my wife went to a Miller's Ale House and they have a real cool setup with all the TVs on every game, but the Bucks game, there was three old dudes huddling around a laptop at the bar watching the Bucks game. Yep. And I'm like, are you guys serious? And it was more Tebow jerseys and they were all hyped up for this tells you when it was. They were hyped up for the Broncos game and everything. And I'm like,
holy crap.
What bizarre world am I in right now? What the hell is going on here?
Now this jerk is in the Mets system. All right. Who would have thought that?
No.
All right, Tim, what you got? I know you got something to plug.
Do I? Oh, yeah, I do.
Saturday?
Well, first, let me say something real quick. We're going to have a shooting the shit about Tom Brady, I think. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Wait, should we do it after he loses? After he loses the Super Bowl, should we do that?
I'm tired of it. He's not going to lose. Oh, he might lose. I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get to that next week.
But yeah, because I was thinking about it today, and it just drove me absolutely insane about the goat and the goat and the boat and the float, and it's driving me absolutely out of my mind.
All the oats.
All the oats. And I'll just say it like this: Tuck rule, Vinatieri, horrible choice on first and goal, and the Giants. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'll say. Enough already. Stop. But it's going to be a good game, I think. I still think the Chiefs are playing a video game, and I think the Bucs defense is going to find out what kind of video game that is. It's not going to be a fun one. It's going to be like, playing like an adult, like me playing against Jackson. He was a kid against Mario Kart, and I just would not let him win under any circumstances.
That's character. You don't let people win.
Exactly. That's how it's going to be. It should be a good game. That's all I'm going to say. I'll wait for the next week for the Super Bowl. But yes, finally, this Saturday.
Finally.
We're doing an afternoon show because that's when Keith's available. We're finally going to debut Pop Tunes. Pop Tunes, we're calling it, boss.
Oh, yeah?
Sure.
Nice.
Pop Tunes. And that's going to be where each week, first going to start out with me and Keith first. And then each week, Ed and Bert or Steve and whoever, you pick any musical talent you'd like and break down an album.
Are you doing one? Are you doing one show or are you doing?
Well, we've been planning on doing all 5 albums because it's a short thing. So we were going to try to knock out all 5 albums of The Doors, a group that me and Keith both love and a group that me and Keith kind kind of bonded over when we were kids. So we're gonna be breaking down album number 1 come Saturday, 2 p.m. Yeah, I can't wait. It should be fun. We're Doors idiots, and we'll break down those albums. And the next week, Ed wants to fucking team up with somebody. He can break down whoever.
I thought we'd team up with you guys because I was gonna say, you know how much I would love to break down Enter the 36 Chambers with you and Keith. Like that would be fantastic.
Oh my god!
Or
there's going to be different hosts for every show. We figured that'd be more interesting to everybody do a round robin. This way, you can do. If you want to break down 36 Chambers, you can do that. Bert, you can break down the Bay City Rollers if you want.
And you know what I think? I think Jader's actually reached out to Eric to do a Metallica show.
Oh,
there you go.
I think that's so. It really doesn't matter what kind of music it is, what genre, what era. It doesn't matter. We're gonna with this kickoff, we're gonna start covering all types of music and run down, look for top 10 lists, all that good stuff as we get kicked off. As we get to the end of January, the first month of the year is already gone. Jesus, it's crazy. Bert, any closing remarks here tonight?
Yeah, just kind of reflecting what Tim and Ed already said. But yeah, pumped for the game. Feel like we had a pretty good playoffs this year, even though it's been kind of weird to have limited fans. But yeah, I feel like the game's going to be really good. I know the NFL is going to try and do their best to make sure it's a great presentation, especially with the halftime show they have planned up. So it should be good.
My God! By the way, trying to explain to Eric about the halftime show, I don't even know where we
the weekend.
He's like, what do you mean? The Super Bowl is usually on Sunday, right? I was like, no, it's the weekend. So I sent it to him, and then he sends something back to me, and he misspells it. I said, you spelled the weekend wrong. He said, so did you. I was like, yeah, but that's how he spells it.
Oh my God!
I don't know the guy's music. I don't know the guy's music, but. So I'm not going to knock him personally, but he don't deserve a halftime Super Bowl performance. At least not alone. At least not by himself.
I do they ever? I mean, it wouldn't surprise. It's like the Royal Rumble. Sometimes they bring out other people.
It's not going to be worse. It's not going to be worse than the one from a couple years ago with they had like Maroon 5 and Big Boy. That was trash. That was the worst one.
Maroon 5 is boring.
Like even I was gonna knock Bruno Mars, but Bruno Mars is a hell of an entertainer.
His was great.
Yeah. So he got me. He got me at the end. But then I was like, all right, Bruno Mars, I like this guy. Then it was like,
that's what I
the weekend.
Tim jamming out to Bruno Mars, like that's what I want to say.
Awesome. Let me tell you something. You watch that sucker move. That dude can dance, man. And I'm like, wow, look at this guy. He knows how to entertain. Plus, his music's like 70s, early 80s, like soul music.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig that dude. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I have a couple of his songs on my list. It goes in my rotation.
There we go.
Wow, that is awesome.
Hey, Ed's blown away. He's like, hey, mom, blown away.
Yes. Tim has a very wide array of music. Also, if you picked up either one of our I was about to date it, iPod or iPhone.
You almost said iPod. I almost did. Who was it that I said something to? Somebody said iPod.
I still use an iPod. I still use an iPod.
Somebody said something.
And I have an iPhone. I just like I like my things separate. I like my things separate. I have an iPod, just for music, and I have my iPhone for everything else under the sun.
A lot of people that do that.
All right, so George.
No, George, it was not. Shut up.
Listen, Shakira, it was entertaining.
I wasn't complaining.
Shakira is not amazing, Bert.
Whoa! Hold on! Don't let my wife hear that. Don't let my wife hear that.
Listen,
that's her favorite singer ever. I went to a Shakira concert a long time ago when we were first dating.
Close your eyes. Picture Betty White, and then listen to her sing. You tell me she can't sing. She can sing. She can't sing.
I enjoyed watching her.
She sings better than J-Lo.
That's right. Just the goddamn song right there.
All right, let's
Like,
get this bad boy.
like,
Let's get this bad boy closed out because we could talk about J-Lo and Shakira all night long.
We already know Steve is going to be like Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems watching the game.
All right, so that'll wrap it up for us tonight. Closing thoughts from myself. Be safe out there. Do the right thing. If you, and when I say do the right thing, it's go to YouTube, follow us there, and watch all the shows from this week. Just a really quick recap. Monday night was the A to Z program with Eric. Special guest was Nardo. After what did something come on after that this week? No, that was the previous week. Tuesday night was Just Too Sweet show, followed by Granny's Peach Tea. Wednesday night, the Put It in the Book show, followed by the Jader and Kyle show, which was really good last night. I don't know, Tim. I don't know if you watched, but they had a tattoo artist on there. So and he's been on Spike TV and all this stuff. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that until after.
Big time.
And then tonight, obviously, you got us, and then on Saturday, 2 p.m. live, Pro Tunes comes at you with the premiere episode for The Doors with Timmy and Keith. And I don't know if they're going to have any special guests, but that could be. And then we started all over again come next week. So we appreciate all the support. Follow us all over social media.
Royal Rumble preview.
Oh, yeah.
6 o'clock Sunday. Royal Rumble. 6 o'clock Sunday.
The women's Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble. We got the betting going on. I'm probably going to lose, but we'll see. This will be the year. I think some conversation was that Brock Lesnar was going to enter. I think maybe Brock will be 30 and he'll win it.
Dude, and Brock, CM Punk, The Rock are all rumored to be coming.
Yeah, but oh my God,
Nobody. No
Virgil.
Virgil.
It's never going to happen.
Virgil to win. But I don't know. I said this a few weeks ago, but with no fans, it kind of loses the energy if there's a surprise. Like Edge last year, that was such a phenomenal moment. But you guys will talk about that on Sunday. For everybody who joined us, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining me. Let's go Rangers. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out, everybody.